Okay, this is a short little animation video using ActionScript 3. Now, to create animations, what we want to do is create different symbols. So I'm going to have a new symbol, and this time we're just going to design a car. So this is our sort of a container, and inside that we're going to have other parts. So we might have our wheel, and then body coming out the back of the main, and let's make it a dragster. So we might just put some flames. So I've got our different sort of shapes, and I'm going to just click on each one of these and work through and draw them. Now for the flame effect, we're going to do that a little bit differently, just by drawing a bunch of different colours using the brush tool. And I'm going to animate this one using sort of frame by frame animation. Now what we can also do is once we get to a few points, we can right click, insert a keyframe on a different layer, draw a more advanced flame at the end, and then do a classic tween. Sorry, not classic tween, we want a shape tween, which does that sort of morphing. Obviously that's layer 1, which is red. Different layers, we're going to use different colours. Once I've finished with one layer, I'm going to change it. Yellow, start off sort of quite small, keyframe at the end, and once again shape tween. New layer, let's throw some orange in, first frame, bit of orange right at the start. Let's actually make the orange big at the beginning, and then shrink it sort of down. Right click, not motion tween, shape tween again. And we've got our little flame, which is going to loop over and over. Now that I have my different parts of the car, I've got my body, the wheel, and the flame, I'm going to assemble it all on the car layer. Use the black arrow, drag the body in, position it correctly. Now remember, each object you want on its own layer. Let's rename those so they're relevant. So we're going to have two wheels, front wheel and rear wheel. And also the flame. So if I bring in the flame onto the right layer, adds in. At the moment I actually want it behind the body. I can control enter just to test, but I haven't actually added it to the main scene, so that's not going to be any use. And then finally I need to add in the wheels. Note, doesn't really matter if the wheels were too big, I can always just resize them. Hold down shift to keep the dimensions perfect. And the objects do go through and resize. Okay, at the moment I'm not in the right position, so let's just get a rear wheel, highlight that layer, post it in. You can always use the arrow keys to move it along. And then on the front wheel, do the exact same. Now with that, I'm going to want to make sure the body's actually in front of those. And now I need to animate it. So let's go up to last frame, insert that there. And we want a motion tween. So I just need to work out the position of it, and we're just going to have the car bounce sort of up and down a little bit. And back to the start, and maybe a few other times in between. So we sort of have a bit of a bouncy ride, front wheel, once again the same. Insert the frame, motion tween it, So this time what we're going to do is just rotate it through a few stages. And then make sure it gets back to its initial position. Exact same process again with the rear wheel. Not a keyframe, just a normal frame. Commotion Tween, different stages, rotate it through. We want to add in a few sort of separate moves during this in order to get it back to where it begins. Yeah, so now we've got the wheel all sorted, and we just need to extend the flame out, preview it, and off we go. And now if we go back to scene 1, notice that nothing's on there, so I need to drag the car object onto the main scene, play it, Control Enter, and we get our animation. A little bit jerky on this because of the way the program is, but we've got our little car with our basic animation.